Welcome, Taurus. This is your weekly focus for December the 3rd through to the 9th, 2018. I'm Tilly, and this is Tarot with Tilly, and thank you. Thank you, Tilly, for all the positive, loving, supportive energy you send my way each and every day. Now, I'll turn to the cards. We do have a lot happening in the sky this week, again. So, I think the whole year has been intense, hasn't it, for the sky? My goodness. Three of Wands. Oh, here we are. Here we are, Three of Wands. We are standing here on the brink of our tomorrow, are we not? Our new moon will be on Friday, so we are in full moon energy for the majority of the week. Please treat it as such, okay? Don't knee-jerk. Don't say yes to something or no to something just to get it on your plate or get it off, okay? Please don't do that. Because we stand here and we stare into the abyss of our tomorrow, and we hold that first wand. And so we are thinking of our action plan of what we want to accomplish going forward in some part of our life in some way. And when we have thought about it, and we know how we feel about it, we move over to the second wand. And we repeat the process with a different goal, a different dream, a different desire. Maybe this is where the fork in the road is for you. And after some time, we'll move to that third one. Now, that third one could be the decision making, or it could be a third option that arises because of what you've thought of over the first two, or something completely different. So be open to whatever comes your way this week in signs of messages, opportunities, relationships, health and well-being. We'll get more cards out here to see maybe what path we're looking down, but right now be open. Don't be too rigid in your thoughts or your life or in what you do or in who you are. Be open to new interpretations of who you can be, of what you can become. We have the Page of Pentacles. Page of Pentacles, another beautiful card for this new beginnings in our life. We hold this humongous pentacle in our hand. It's only one. And the page is a very young energy. And so we stare at it, and it's growing bigger and bigger and bigger in our imagination, because that's our goal, that's our dreams, that's our desires, that's who we want to become. That is the wealth and love and beauty coming into our life. It's awfully foggy behind us. We're not going to get a clear picture of how we're going to get there. We just have to think of the end result. Big and beautiful. We know what's going to take courage. There's a red rose on top there, along with a white rose, talking about a new start, a new beginning. And the Knight of Pentacles is saying be secure in who you are. You don't need to wear some kind of heavy armor. You don't need to have 5,000 weapons hanging off of you. You just need to know who you are and stand in your truth. There's a strength in you. And look at it. You're holding that pentacle. You're not letting that go. So we have the Page of Pentacles here holding it. We're kind of holding it out there and looking at it and imagining it, what it was going to be in our life. And now we are moving forward with it. So expect some kind of change coming into your life. A promotion happening, another step forward, an expansion of something, an abundance growing of something in your life this week, because, or maybe it's just within you. You feel the internal growth of who you are becoming, because it is the page going into the night here. So it's about confidence, it's about honesty, integrity, and knowing that you have every right to take that pentacle forward with you. You have every right to seize the moment, seize the day, seize the opportunity. And you don't need your armor. You don't need weapons. So watch those telltale, negative energies, right? When we start getting frustrated about something, we start getting angry about something, or we just feel like we've got to punch something, or, go to the gym, hit that bag for a few hours, or maybe some sort of resentment starts to bubble up, or some kind of, you just want to take revenge on that person for what they did or said that made you feel that way. Throw yourself into, your path forward and the hard work that goes into it. Don't reach for a weapon. Don't go out there with weapons. I don't mean that in a literal sense. I don't think you're walking around there with a bunch of artillery. But our words, the word is mightier than the pen. And so how we use our words, how we behave, tells a story all on its own of who we are. So we want to keep integrity high on our list this week. We want to keep honesty high on our list this week. Fool card. Changing work, career, what you do in the community, what defines you as a person? Okay, what defines you as a person? Is it work and career, or it could be your family? But there is a brand new adventure that you may have just stepped on or is about to come into your life. You don't need anything more than what you have already within you. Your sage wisdom, your intuition, your knowledge, who you are, your talents, your abilities. So there's a new chapter that is going to start appearing in your life, absolutely. And I would have to say it's work. I would have to say it's career. I would have to say, if it's not that, it's how you your stature in the community or within the family, or what defines you as a person. If I were to meet you at a party, and say, well, what do you do? Well, what would you tell me you did? Because most people go work and career, but there's others where it's their family and the growth of the family. There's others of what they do in the community that just opens up a wealth of love to so many others. Queen of Wands. She always strikes me as, somebody who is very beautiful, probably charismatic, but very stern and very, look you in the eyes and say, you better not lie to me because I'll be able to tell. So she's kind of like the judge and jury. So you could be like that in your relationships this week, where if you kind of get this hint that they're being dishonest with you, or maybe they don't have as much that you should respect that you thought, you catch them in something shady, or you hear something, and and don't buy into gossip and stuff, of course not, but it's kind of like you're taking stock of the people in your life and who you surround yourself with. And I think in order to strengthen you here, strengthen certain relationships, or show you where, those relationships have always been those beautiful relationships or trustworthy relationships, ones that pick you up, support you, love you, define you, and you do the same for them. And I think this week you're going to get this awareness of who is very special in your life. Where do you need to work harder in the relationship? Where do you need to expect more in other relationships? Where do you need to break ties within relationships, partnerships? This could be friends. This could be people in the community or your coworker. It could be friends, family. Temperance. Where can you simplify in your life? Where do you have too much that's going to waste? Where do you overindulge and you need to pull it back? Where can you bring in true balance in your life? These are all things to meditate on. This is all things to reflect on, and how to really go forward with a balance. And I almost get the sense the water's very calm behind us, but going forward, it's very rough. So whatever we're doing there in those 2 cups, okay, sometimes you got to break a few eggs to make an omelet, right? So we really have to watch how we approach certain conversations, certain events in our life this week, that we are not letting anger lead the way, or some negative emotion like a frustration or a revenge or a manipulation. And in some way, finding the balance in your life. How to simplify maybe the routine so it works together a little bit better. Where you feel that you have been zigzagging and you need to get things a little bit more in a straight line. Where you've been being pulled. But you might want to expect some eggs breaking. You get a beautiful omelet at the end of it. And then, um, so, and these aren't things that are happening on the outside. These are things that are happening on the inside. This is through meditation. This is through reflection that you come into grips of knowledge, or insights of knowledge, grips of knowledge, insights of knowledge on certain relationships in your life, or certain different aspects of your life, and where they don't blend together, and how to bring that into a balance. And where you just might want to break some eggs and scramble them up and get a little bit, because you know at the end of the day it's going to be so much better. So maybe you need to have that tough conversation that you've been putting off, or put yourself into that awkward position so that you can move through it. And it's a beautiful time to meditate and understand how you can actually take charge of that, take control of that in your life in order to go forward. We have the Five of Cups. Don't look at the negative. Don't look at those cups that have fallen over. What didn't work? What failed? What flopped? Where did you face plant? Turn around a little bit. See the joy and beauty that's already in your life. See those 2 cups standing behind you. And they're filled a little bit there, and you can fill them up even more. And start looking forward to that expansive future of yours, full of happiness, joy, and abundance, growth, possibilities. So let yesterday go. Do not hold on to the past this week, but rather, it's looking at now. It's absolutely, this is real time. Some weeks when I do it, we're looking so far forward. Today doesn't even matter. But Aries kind of got the same kind of, it's the here and now, and we really need to take stock of where we're at. They got the Fool too, but in a different placement. Remember, the Page of Pentacles and the Knight of Pentacles. I think those are the strongest 2 cards for you, actually, even though you have a lot of strong cards here. When you put those 2 together, you're growing into your vision of tomorrow. Now hold on to that image, that picture, that thought that's going to take you to the next level. And know that you already own it, that you don't need to have all this weaponry or armor in order to make sure it's going to be safe. Nobody can really take this away from you. And in both pictures, it's pretty obvious that you know that. Until we meet again, remember, I do love you.